All right, here we go, you guys. So I'm trying real hard to focus on fingerpicking fundamentals. And I know with the stuff we did last week, I was able to keep it not with tablature. This week we're going to have to start doing that. I don't feel I have a choice. Otherwise, the descriptions will be so bizarre about what we're doing that it'll make no sense. But I want us to start off with warming up our fingers. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to play some patterns. And I just want you to follow along with me, okay? Ooh, there we go, in front of the screen. So remember, when you're picking, think about thumbs up. So when you lay your hand down, your thumb is slightly ahead of that finger. It doesn't always work, right? Maybe something happened to your hand and you have to have it like that. That's okay. I mean, if the only thing we can do in life is be patient with ourselves, and we're doing okay. So we're just going to do a 4-3-2-1 pluck. We've planted our fingers, and I'm just using open strings, just like that. Watch your hand, do a little check-in. Is your thumb making a little circle? And coming back? Are your fingers doing a slight pluck in towards the palm of your hand, like each one's waving bye-bye? Okay. I'm going to play a little bit with tone, so I'm going to go down towards... You hear that scratching? That's my cat trying to get in, and I'm not going to let him in. Let's just pretend I don't hear him. All right, down towards the bridge. So it's quite bright. There's more tension down here because there's less string on this side of your hand, right? One more here. And move forward a little bit. So near the bridge, I know it as being called ponticello, which is from my, classical guitar time. Now I'm over the sound hole. More of a natural sound. I'm watching my thumb and I'm just going to keep creeping towards the bridges, or the neck is what I'm going to do. I noticed today that my thumb is tending to sit like that a little bit more, which I don't really feel like I want. So I'm going to bring it back here and be more mindful about that. You guys creep with me too, okay? Slowly towards the neck. Oh, I'm going. How it changes, hey? I'm going to keep going. This is easier to do with short nails. Because right now some of them are catching on frets of my nails. No, this is just like going overboard maybe. But it sounds kind of cool. I'm going to stop there. I like doing that. On whatever instrument I'm playing, I'll do this. And take my time. It lets me know how wide apart the strings are and gets this hand comfortable. Also experimenting with tone. It's harder on a ukulele to pick up here, but I do it anyway, at least to hear. Because that sound is quite different. There are many times when I've played where I've had one part of the music be up here, so like a call, like so often in music it is, in instrumental music, it's conversation. So up here, might be one part asking a question. Down here could be the response. So you start to get a duet with yourself is what happens, and it can be really fun. You can do that by changing tone. Does it have to be that dramatic up here and way down here? No. You can also have loud and quiet. You can also be here, right? Somewhere right around here and down there. Hear that difference there? Right. Now it's going to depend on your instrument, your comfort with playing around here, and you might not ever really play up there, but I think it's good to practice that mobility too. That movement, rather than being stuck in one tone, has actually served me really well over the years. I would encourage you to try it too. I feel like my nails, like I said while I was doing it, I felt like my nails were a little long for doing this. They're set up for chopping pretty hard on the strings right now, and I think if I was to play up there a lot, I'd have my nails a little shorter, like probably just barely, oh, you can't see it, but just barely coming over the edge of my fingertip is what I would do. Yeah. Okay, so now my cat's given up. Now he's probably sitting out there all sad. I am going to get our the C scale studies. Try saying that with a lisp. Canon and C scale studies. I'm going to get those ready for us. We're going to play around with them in different ways. These are just right out of there we go. Out of ideas from the Canon. That's why they're called the Canon and C scale studies. Okay, so I'm going to play the first one, which is just your C major scale. That's it. Okay, so this one, if you could play it without looking at the tab, would be a bonus, I think. Okay, so I'm going to start just with my thumb, but we're going to work on some of these skills today. So you've got string 3. It's going to be open and then fret 2 for the notes C and D. So open and then fret 2. Second string is going to be open and then 1 and 3. Open, first fret, third fret, next string open and then 2, 3. Okay, let's reverse. We're going to go just right back down to the second fret and then open. String 2 is going to be 3, 1, 0. Yeah, and then string 3, 2, 0. Okay, let's do it again. But now it's going to be on each note. We're going to do ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti. So it's going to sound like this. We'll sit on the open one. Second fret. Second string open. First fret. Third fret. First string open. Second fret. Third fret. Back down to 2. Open. Second string, third fret. First fret, right on. Open. Second fret on that third string. Open. That is a rhythm you get a lot of in the Canon. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, or 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. When I practice scales, I find that if I have a purpose for them, it really helps me. Like, oh yeah, Vicky?
My question is,
Yeah.
why aren't we playing with our fingers? Why are we doing it all with the thumb?
That reason is because we got to practice our thumb too. So
Well, yeah, but you don't, you could do the thumb on the low string, on the C string, and
oh, and then switch to fingers on the higher strings?
yeah.
You could. In this case, though, I also want you to practice training that thumb. So you're using this scale as a way to practice building that independence and accuracy with your thumb as well as with your fingers. So it's kind of, I'm trying to get you guys to use it as like a multi-purpose sort of thing. There will be times when you wind up playing melody with your thumbs, and it's nice to be prepared for it. Yeah. All right, so now we've done the thumb, we've played it through, we've used that rhythm, and now here come those bunny ear fingers. We're going to alternate middle and index. I'm going to pull up that, there we go. Okay, so we're just looking at the first one here. We're just looking at that very first 1 octave scale, and we're looking at how to play around with it just the way it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate with my index and middle. Just on that first note, the open, I'm going to go, whoopsie doodle. Just on the index and middle, I'm going to go oh, 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 trying to alternate with my fingers, and then to my D. So I know it's not written like that. You've just got that scale sitting there, but that's what we're going to do, is just use it as a tool for building some finger independence. Pardon me, finger independence through rhythm. So I'll call it out, okay? So, because I can't click and do everything at the same time, but here we go. On the third string open for C, okay? 1, 2, and 3, 4. Oh, 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 second fret. Second string open. First fret. Okay, third fret. Now we're on the first string open. Second fret. Third fret. Back down to second fret. And open. Third fret on the second string. Here comes first fret. And open. Third string, fret 2. And open. Now I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to stop sharing that so you guys can watch my finger position. Okay? And by all means, play along with me. You'll see that when I'm doing this, while I'm playing this, I might very well have my thumb just sitting on that fourth string, just resting there. It doesn't have to. You might have it just sitting there on the soundboard. That's okay. It might be floating free. See what feels right for you and just go for that. Okay, so here we go on the third string open again. So now we're hitting that C. The rhythm, if you want to think of it as ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, that works. Or 1, 2, and 3, 4, and whatever works for you, okay? 1, 2, and ready, go. And second fret, second string. Here comes first fret, third fret, first string open, second fret, third fret, second fret, open, third fret, first fret, open, second fret on that third string, open. Now it can be hard to keep these guys alternating. Like, it's easy to walk on your feet, but to walk with the fingers, oh my gosh. So I went through that so you could have it on the recording, but you practice it slow, like glacial. And see how I'm staring at my hand like a hawk? Do that, okay? Because chances are good you know that C scale. Or you'll have to look up at it minimally, maybe. And if not, if you're like, I don't think I can look at the scale, play the scale, and then do this, sit on one string, open and play it. Just do that. Then try another string. It's worthwhile. It's worth the effort. Now, for folks that are feeling more comfortable with doing all this, I wrote out another version of the C scale. It's a short one, two bars long, and it sounds like this. So I just, on that same sheet, it's titled With Rhythmic Change. Even though we had other things happening on the first one, this one goes like this. You don't have to change your fingering there. I'm trying to demonstrate different ways to do it. But it's, the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3. Or really slow. You don't have to play it fast. I just wrote it the way I wrote it, like with quarter notes and eighth notes, so it would fit within just 2 bars and I wouldn't have to play around with it too much in terms of length of measures. The quarter note, I mean the speed of that quarter note is going to be relative to how fast you want to play it. So maybe each eighth note is like this. So it can be really slow. It could be 1. Doesn't matter, okay? The whole thing there is to play a scale rather than just going like up just like that. Play around with the rhythm because there's going to be so many little melodic runs coming in there that you just want to be comfortable. Okay. I'm going to share that. I just realized I was looking at it. I'm not being a really good sharer this morning. Sharing is caring, and now I'm sharing. So here's the rhythmic change I talked about. So that's leveling up some of it. We'll go through that. We'll play that together. And then I wrote this one with a repeating pattern because you see some of these patterns in the Canon. That's why I wrote it out like that. Now I put an alternating fingering on it so that you had a guide. You might not stick with that the whole time. And it's not the end of the world. And you might start M means middle, I is your index finger. Maybe you'll switch fingers. That's okay. Maybe you use different fingers. That's okay too. Let's play through this one up here with the rhythmic change. Okay. And then we'll do the repeating patterns. If I forget when we get to the repeating pattern, I put the note name of the scale note above that. So this one starts, I didn't say that really well, but this one starts with the C out of the C scale. And then over here, there's your D. And then we slowly go through. The first note of this pattern of 4 is an E. And it starts and ends on whatever the note name from the scale is. It's just a way for you to see where you are when you're playing that. So you're not like, oh gosh, there's so many notes. I know those sorts of things help me when I'm playing along. All right, here we go. The C pattern with rhythmic change. So back up here. kind of at the top. I'll scroll so it's more at the top. There we go. We'll go slow. 3 and 4 and oh, 2, oh, 1, 3, oh, 2, 3, 5, 3, and again. Ready? Here we go. Oh, 2, oh, 1, 3, oh, 2, 3, 5, 3. Nice. Figure out what fingering works works for you on that last measure. I did it like that, so you'd have to fiddle with some fingering options there by going up to the note D on the 5th fret, so that you'd have that position change and you could see, you know, okay, maybe that stretch from my ring finger to my baby works for me. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I need to move around. And that's why I played those different ones, right? So you can figure out what might be your what might be your thing there. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll do the repeating patterns. Okay, a little bit faster now. 2 and 3 and 4 and oh, 2, oh, 1, 3, oh, 2, 3, 5, 3. You could probably play it all exactly backwards. Oh, it's kind of hard on the brain. I read it from this end, from the 3 here, held it for the 3 and 4 end, and then just played it all exactly backwards. Oh, it's too early in the morning or the afternoon, depending on where you are. It's too early for that. Let's scroll along. Okay, so repeating patterns. These ones, each group of 4, you can play however many times you want. And I'm still working through with my fingers on here. That's because in the Canon, chances are good underneath these notes, when you see them, you'll have a bass note that you'll have plucked with your thumb. Oh, I can hear my guitar strap creaking like crazy. There we go. Okay, so I just heard a meowing outside. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm just gonna check on my kitty. Hang on here. While I'm muted, try this stuff. You guys, I'm back. I just had to stop a cat fight. It was just at the beginning. Okay, it was so noisy over here. Finn was going nuts barking at the other cat that looks a lot like our cat. Anyways, it's all done. Nothing really happened and everyone's safe inside. So while I was gone, I hope you all practiced this like crazy. Or you thought about what the heck was going on with my cat. Okay, I'm going to play this whole shebang here. And then I'm going to stop sharing so you can watch my hands. And I'm out of breath from running all around the yard, so I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to play. Here we go. I'm going to take them each like a quarter note. Okay? So it'll be this beat. O, 2. Oh, listen to me like that. O, 2. Here I go. Then the next one. Okay, now I'm next measure. Okay, now I'm on the next line. Last measure. Okay, now I'll have a sip of coffee, stand up and stop sharing. There, I got all the lisp letters again there. All right. Each one is a little exercise within itself. That's also Frere Jacques. Hear that in there? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to play the next one. I'm trying to be a little bit more movie with these fingers so you can, you know, so it catches your eye, you can see what I'm doing. I'm playing each one a couple of times. Hear that? So I'm just giving myself a chance to work through it. Now under the F. Okay, next line under the G. Okay, under the A. Under the B. See how I switched positions there? Shift up. Okay. I feel like I was calling bingo there for a minute. I put the brakes on and did each one twice, so if you weren't sure what was going on, you could watch each one go by twice. There's so many different ways you can play around with these scales, and I like to find these exercises and, like I said before, make them purposeful. You can play through them one at a time. Right? And go and cruising along like that. What I did this time, here I'm emphasizing that one note. I'm trying to emphasize the highest pitched note of each group of 4. I'm showing that you can take this and use it in different ways. take this pattern and play around with it in different ways. Practice within 4 notes. Pick a different note to make loud. Okay, once you're comfortable with the pattern, right? Then you can play around with it. Pick a different note to make loud. Maybe try doing a crescendo, right? Get louder and maybe back down to quieter. Or just get louder within those 4 notes and then get quieter within those 4 notes. Play around with tone. You know, use them as an exercise to build strength. And I'm still just working, alternating these two. There's always more you can do. You can start with your index finger instead. Maybe you want to use those 2 guys. See how I'm like, these, the alternate bunny fingers that I can't even hold up together. Don't worry about picking on the baby finger for this. Baby finger doesn't want that. Baby finger wants to have a break from that. Those patterns, when I was looking at the Canon, I found them in there. So that's why I'm giving you those. Or something similar to it, so I thought it would be worthwhile. The last thing that I have on that sheet is the scale excerpt right from the Canon. That note isn't in the melodic run. It starts it. But I thought this would be handy. So this one is on the 7th position. We're starting our C scale here because it's part of a phrase. We're just starting it on the note G. So our frets, and it's so much fun to play it up here, our frets are 7, 9 on that 3rd string. Let's just try it without looking at the tab right now. And then on string 2, it's going to be 7, 8, 10. And then on string 1, 7, 8, 10. Okay, let's try it again. String 3, fret 7 and 9, here we go. String 2, 7, 8, 10. String 1, 7, 8, 10. So we've got 7, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. One more time, I'm not going to say the frets this time. Here we go. There we go. I think. Okay, I got to tune up this bad boy here. I feel like everything went sour out in the yard, and then this thing is kind of sour sounding. Finn had a great time though. Oh my gosh, he was just running and howling. Oh, I can't even see this now. Who needs a new battery? I think everything out here needs a new battery. Alright, so we've done all sorts of technical stuff, which you guys might not feel really great about, but I am so happy we did all that technical stuff. It's so good for you, but it's all for a greater purpose, the Canon. Okay, so. Oh, Rosemary, you gotta go? Okay, you know what? You got the meat of the class. That's awesome. Yeah. You'll catch the rest on the recording. Bye! All right. Now, for the folks that are new, what I'm going to do now is we're going to start playing through the Pachelbel's Canon as much as we have at this point. I'm going to start right at the beginning, section A. And I think I'm going to share it right off the bat. And then, let me think here. Yeah, because the new stuff is in section 2, or section, it's on the 2nd page. I'm just looking at it to see. I feel like I had a different copy that I was looking at earlier. All right. I will share my screen and we'll go through, we'll play, and it'll be nice and slow. so we can just kind of relax. My cat will feel like a big man because the run was put on the other cat out in the yard. He's probably strutting around in the house. Okay, so the first line that we've got there, we're just going to strum those chords. For folks that are new, I've got the chord charts above pretty much everything, I think. Okay, here we go. So 0007 for the C. It'll be nice and slow. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Make your G, fancy G. 2, 3, 4. Now we're here with the A minor. 2, 3, 4. Here comes E minor, just standard E minor. 2, 3, 4 to F. 2, 3, 4 to C. 2, 3. I can feel myself speeding up. I'm going to slow back down to F. 1, 2, 3, 4 to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to use that picking pattern of pinching the 4th string and the 1st string, right up here, and then picking strings 3, 2, 1 with these same chords again. Here we go. Pinch, pick, pick, pick down to G. A minor, that fancy A minor. Then to E minor, so a little shift. The glory of finger picking is that you just have to lay the fingers that you need at that time. Let me stop here. This is where we're going to shift that index finger up to the 3rd fret to make our C chord. And our C chord, that's the only time it changes. We're going to play just the notes that are written there. So we're making that C chord and we're going to pluck strings 2, 4, 3, 2. So it's going to go. Then we shift back down to make our F and carry on. G. And let's repeat that line. I'm purposefully adding in glissandos so you guys can hear that. We're on the E minor and F. Shift up with your index finger to get to that 3rd fret. Make that little tiny C. Back down to F. G. Okay, now we're going to have a couple of different picking patterns cooking in here. We've got the drone with the C chord and the G, where we're just playing the melody, alternating with the open strings. Then picking pattern 1, 3, 2, 3 comes in here, right? Okay, here we go. 3, 7, up to 10, 8, 10th fret, 8, 5, 5, 5, 7, 3, 1. I don't know if anyone tried this line. What I did was give you just a couple of options to play around with. Bracketed numbers are the options. And added in some plucking. We're going to play through. Sorry, get that tuner off. I'm going to play through this section one more time, And I can't scroll fast enough. Yeah, we'll just go through this again. When you're playing this section, something to think about. Make the melody louder than these bass notes. Okay, so it should be like, if you can, fingers here on the melody notes, thumb on the open strings, and just let them be under. I often think of a stream because I love being out in nature. So you're in a stream and there's the leaves on top of the stream is the melody. Or maybe fish playing in the water. And this is the bottom of the stream. Okay. You can see it. You can cut, you know it's there, but you don't want it to be the most prominent part. Okay. Unless we're like, I guess if you were whitewater kayaking or something, then you'd really feel the bottom of the stream potentially. But we're not doing that. It's a nice, gentle spring. Gentle stream, not in a spring runoff. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so we'll play through this one more time. Emphasis on melody. So under the A minor up here, the first note is the one you want to emphasize. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Under the A minor. There's a G at the end of that line. Get louder on everything there because we're moving into a new run through of that chord progression. So you can play this line or you can stay in the first line. You can decide. And if not everything's working for you, you choose what does, okay? Rip out notes, rip them out. X them off, white them out, whatever. You know, make it work for you. Okay, now we're moving into scale land. All right, so mostly melody in this section. Try to... Oh, what's this, right? Ah, poor editing, poor quality editing. Anyway, try to place more emphasis on the first beat of each measure. Here we go. Now I'm going to slow this one right down. 1, 2. Here we go. G chord shape there. 2, 3, 7, way up there to the 10th. Okay, now I'm under that F chord there. 8, 7, 5, 8. Under the C. Slowly working back down to the first position there. 3, 1, 3. End of that line, doing that pinch. You might want to do a strum on that first beat there. A minor. When you see those chords written out, you can pluck them or strum them. It's kind of what feels right for you. And hit a C strum there. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to stand there and play so you can watch my hand. And then I'll go back and do section C as well. There we go. So on my C. And then then as I hit that open there at the end of the bar of C, I use that as a chance to hop to my G. Into my fancy A minor. So under that E minor, I have frets 10 and 7. See how I just dropped down into that bar when I needed it? You don't have to bar there. You could go whatever makes sense for your hands is just fine. And then down to the F. Oops, I forgot what I was doing. Now under the C chord, we've got 7, 5, 3, or 7, 5, 3. That's probably more likely what I would do, is get down to this ring finger here as I get down to that position because of under that F chord, so that it's a little bit smoother between the two chords. And now we're going back to the G with the pinch. Okay. Second line of that, you can pluck, you can strum. The thing that happens when you strum is you got to come back quickly for the melody. And you can pluck some of the notes down there on those lower strings with your thumb. I mean, you can do there with your thumb too, right? Whatever. Did you hear that little slidey bit there? Then after that, we get into the fast spot. But I wanted to put the brakes on that until we've all had a week to practice the scale patterns and getting confident. Because I think there's plenty in this section D to play around with, rather than pushing. I don't want to push. My mandate, fingerstyle fundamentals, it's worth it. Okay, I'm going to play section C again, and then I'll do section D again so that you guys have that in the recording if you're like, oh, I don't want to listen to Tina talking, I just want to listen to her play. All right, here we go. So section C. Oh, thanks. Ah, mm. It's so hard to not give you guys the next section yet. You have no idea how torturous it is for me. I'm like, no, we will work on our scale patterns, finger practices. I don't know if you noticed, I tried to emphasize it a little bit where at the end of each section, slow down. Use some rubato, some rob time. Flex it, okay? That'll give you a chance to really build in some musicianship qualities rather than just keeping it really metrical all the way along. So especially like when you're flipping from just the last bar of each section, right? So you could be like, here I'm getting louder. So a little slower, a little louder. So I find with this song, I'll give you just a little rundown of what I was doing there. Now this is something you do not have to do it. It's just making sure that I'm telling you guys exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at this last, whatever, right here. Ah, there we go. That bar there, the G. I am slowing it down and making it louder. I'm emphasizing whatever's on the first string because this note right here, 2nd fret B, pushes pretty hard down here to the D section, the first note, which is a C. Whoops. Right there. Okay. So to play that under the G at the end, at the end of that line that's at the top of the screen there, right? Like it's really wanting that C sound. So may as well emphasize it. Sorry. It's nice to find those points where you feel like it serves the song to be a little bit louder in some points to emphasize it. Now, I know it's just after 10. I also know I had to run outside and deal with a cat fight. So, if you guys would like, I can sit and I can play through the whole shebang. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Now I'm going to make my screen a little bit smaller so I can see more of it at a time. There, okay. So that covers sections A, B, and C, and then there'll just be a little pause at the bottom. I might really slow down at the bottom while I scroll. That might be what I do. All right, there we go. go. So hopefully you guys, oh, well, thank you. Hopefully you guys got a bit of a feel for some of the things I talked about today. Now, before I forget, how I was talking about different tones and how you can create this kind of this dynamic feeling of a duet between your instruments? Section B, where I did that picking pattern, which you might, like maybe when you're playing this song at home, maybe you don't play the chords. Maybe you don't feel like doing that and you want to come right in on section B. That's okay too. You play it the way you want to play it, okay? Anyway, section B. I don't know how to do it. No, I went the other way. I'm overemphasizing it so you can see the movement, right? So. As opposed to, and you be intentional with what you want to do when you feel ready, because it's a lot to move around like this. But isn't it interesting to hear to hear the two different tones back and forth? I find I do that quite a bit, just to have that variation. But you can achieve that by being loud on the first string notes too. And quiet. Loud, loud, quiet, quiet. Loud, loud. And you don't have to be like massively loud, just emphasize it a little bit more. Now, does anyone have any questions or observations? I know there's some of you that are new to this, so you might be like, oh, it's a lot to bite off. Go back a few lessons and get the materials on the website from there that are sitting below, and that'll be helpful. Was anyone able to, let's say when you're playing around with these patterns, when we did that right at the beginning, were you able to get an okay sound out of your ukulele? That's just something to think about, right? Like, you might find that you have to pluck a little harder down here because there's so much more tension, or maybe you don't care for the sound, and that's okay too. You're not necessarily going to like every sound you get, but it's going to build your abilities.
Tina,
Yep.
I have a question on bar 20 and 28.
Bar 20.
So 20, it's E minor,
Yeah.
and you have the seventh, second string, seventh bar, and then the 10 on the first string.
Yep.
But you don't need that second one, do you? Like, the E minor is above where it says 10 and then 0. And then on below on 28, you've got the bar on E minor, but you're not. Is that me? Like, I'm trying to figure that out.
No, that's a mistake.
I caught a mistake?
You caught a mistake, Barb! Yeah!
Okay, but then if you look at the next one, 21, you've got 8 and 5, but it's only 8. And then on 29, it's barring 5 with 8.
Look at that.
So it's It's not me not getting it.
No, it was a test to see if you noticed it. I did that on purpose. I'm
I
sure
passed.
you passed. I'm going to
I'm
share the
paying
screen so
attention.
everyone
I've been wanting
knows.
to, for 10 minutes, I've been like, I can't do this. What's wrong?
Good for you for noticing. Yeah. I so Barb's talking about, like, let's say, like, right here, this F chord, that shape really should be for the F right below this one here.
There we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, I made a boo-boo. Those two should be trading spots. Now, why I did that, I don't know.
But not the E minor before it, right? There's no changing spots there
No,
because it's 10-0.
no, no.
Huh.
I think what happened there was, yeah, I don't know what happened there. What happened there was, I don't know. That
Okay.
it would be better if I had something like the E minor above that, if I had it set up like that. I'm going to go back in there and fix that, pull this one off the website, and put a cleaned up one on there with the proper chords. Thank you, Barb.
Okay. Thank you.
You know what?
Thank you
Oh,
for
you're welcome.
clarifying.
You know what I was lamenting to myself sitting over here the other day was that I don't have anyone to go through and, like, proofread this in my house, right? Because I don't. You know, my kids would be like, whatever, I don't know. Well, maybe my son, he might. But it's all kind of foreign to them what I'm doing here. So I'm kind of, I think the best thing I should really do with these sheets when I do them up is do them and then walk away for a couple hours, come back and look again. Then I can be my own proofreader. Barb, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. My mind was growing crazy. I'm like, I can't get this. It was not working.
Right? Yeah. When in doubt, you guys, when in doubt, look at the tab and use that. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh yeah. Yeah, I see some other problems over here on the other page. Yeah, okay, good. Oh, excellent. And clearly I don't have some sort of ego where, oh, you can't tell Tina she screwed something up. She's going to have a tantrum. No, I'm not a princess. I just want to fix it, and I want you guys to feel comfortable enough to ask me stuff like that, so it's good. All right, well, it looks like I have some homework to do, so I'm going to go do that now and fix that up.
Thank you so much, Tina. That was awesome.
You're most